Welcome back. Y'all might notice I'm a little bit louder today. I stole Junior's mic for, his headset for playing Fallout 4, so for some reason his is a lot louder even though it's the same model as mine. I think I'm going to have to keep it. But I've got new power units sitting here waiting to go because we just had an update come out today, and we're going to look through the change log, see what's in there, and in the next video I'll see about making the actual machines. This is a pretty long change log, so let's see what we can figure out here. The first thing is updated forestry compact. Finally, forestry has actual recipe managers. I think we're still running forestry 3, so I gotta check and see. And as usual, I might update the mic, but I still ain't updated my ability to hit the right keys on the button. Keys on the keyboard, keys on the button. Junior, shut up over there. I'm gonna slap you. Yeah, see, we don't have recipes for centrifuging these, and I think we're supposed to. I'll have to say something to Axel about it and update this to Forestry 4, and then that should have that in there. Compact, another Forestry compact update for some of my cutter recipes, which would be the buzzsaw and saw blade for doing their wood into planks and slabs. Fixed all the sighted behaviors of rotated basic machines. So let's look here. I'm guessing he's saying if you do that and you rotate the machine, the side should change. So it actually goes to where it would be looking from this direction. Let's see if I can. This one. See, this has got that's the output side and that's the input side. So I'm guessing if you do that, it should change. See how it changes? I'm guessing it didn't do that in the last update. That it would change the face, but you'd actually have to break it and replace it to get it to change the side orientation. Let's see. Fixed fluid handling of basic machines. As far as I know, none of these machines accept fluid, so can't really check that out. Let's see, what else do we got here? Vanilla jukeboxes make dupes on stacked music discs. Also made music discs stackable because why not? Okay. But why? Because you want to put a whole bunch of them in there to play at one time? I have a radio mod. I don't need jukebox. Let's see if we can figure out how to stack a CD or music disc. I think I left all my music discs back over at Spawn. I don't think I have any over here. There's none in my bag. Alright, well, I guess we can walk and talk. Let's see. The electrolyzer and centrifuge recipes, recipe generators was added. This doesn't mean that all recipes are there, but there are a lot of them. Also changed some recipes, and of course made all 6 fluid outputs possible if the melting boiling plasma point is right and if there is a suitable fluid. Okay, so that's just getting things ready for the centrifuge and electrolyzer. The red power inventory tweak was added that refills the hotbar slot when an item or block gets used up with an item in the column above said slot. So basically, if you've got a bunch of stone picks and you stack them up, who left the damn door open? Shut the damn door. I don't know who would have done it. As far as I know, I'm the only one on here. I didn't leave it open. And you stack them up like 3 high right here. When this one breaks, this one will drop down into it. Kind of nice. It's like the only thing I really use from inventory tweaks when I did have inventory tweaks. So don't really need inventory tweaks. At least I don't. Let's see. A way to turn off auto outputs and inputs of basic machines using the monkey wrench. So we can check that out when we get back over there. Hi, Piggy. Hi, Piggy. I need to get my other house built yet. Supposed to have a straw house, a brick house, and a wood house because, you know, Axel thought he was making these little straw bungalow things for people that came on the server, and I just thought it would be funny to put pigs in them and make the 3 little pigs. Okay, so how are you supposed to stack these things? Do you actually stack them by placing them? No? Okay. Stack. No. There's no uses, so I'm wondering if it's stacked in the jukebox. Give me that. Man, I gotta get all this crap back over to the base. That's still stuff from when I was living over here I never got back over. Oh, hey, they stacked in my inventory when I picked them up off the ground. Okay, well, I guess we figured that part out. Anybody need a flower? My bees have been busy, or were when they were here. I think it's funny, somebody, I don't remember who it is. Somebody took something. Didn't take care of the crops, and now I'm losing all my crap. All my crops are dying because somebody took something off a crop and didn't break the crop. Oh well. Alright, let's see here. Block extenders. They can extend the surface size of machines regardless of mod so that you can access them easier. You cannot chain multiple extenders in a row, meaning you can only use up to 6. Wait a minute. It says you can't, but then it says you can use up to 6 together. I do not want to mess with that creeper. I always end up a lag here. I never know if it's going to be good or bad. It wasn't too bad with that zombie, but I don't want to mess with a creeper and have it blow up, so we'll just leave it out there. Alright, you cannot chain multiple extenders in a row, meaning you can use up to 6 per... Either I'm not understanding this properly or he wrote it improperly. It says you can't put them together, but you can put up to 6. So y'all can tell me if you understand that differently than I do. Every extender has an input side, the one where the arrows are pointing at the center, and an output side, just like the machines we just looked at. And let's see. Look up the block extenders. And it's weird because he calls them block extenders in the changelog, but it's actually 3 different extenders. There's an inventory, a tank, and an inventory and tank. And basically, if it's inventory, it's small gears and trap chest with double steel plates. If it's tank, it's glass and gears and double steel plates. And if it's both, it's quadruple steel plates, glass and chests. Not really understanding, unless you're wanting to save on steel, why you would make one rather than the other. Meaning, why would you make a block extender or inventory extender or a tank rather than just making one that does both? I personally would just make a bunch of these if I was going to use them and not worry about it. Let's see, the input side. Anything connected to the 4 remaining sides will get redirected to the machine placed at the input side. You can also use this to put a chest at the input side so that there are more access points for that chest. Basically like a multi-block storage. Also possible is putting input and output at the same direction, meaning you can connect a machine to itself. When placed, it faces the input away from the player, as opposed to facing towards the player like every other block. This is so it is easier to attach it without the need of wrenching it into place. Different extenders have different purposes. There's one for tanks, one for inventories, one for both as of now. Also, I will not add any way to access a GUI through those. Just build your machines in a way that still lets you access the GUI if you really need the GUI. Okay, so the only thing this really extends is it sounds like to me it's like a pipe. Basically, it just extends the output over a block. But we'll get into them a little bit more when I actually build them and can play around with them a little bit. Compressor, like the IC2, just more expensive. It needs kinetic units, which kinetic units is an engine. Rotational is a motor. And then heat is the heater. Somebody asked me to do a video on the different power for Gregtech. So I'm going to try to get that done in the next little while. I'm going to build the machines in the next video and then probably do a power video after that. But that'll be like its own little power tutorial thing. And if y'all think there needs to be a separate tutorial for each one of these machines, let me know. I'll be glad to make one for you. I just don't see where they're difficult enough to need them. If you watch the video that has it in there, you pretty much can figure it out if you ain't already. But that's just me, I know different people have different abilities for understanding things and might need it explained a little differently. So let me know. Let's see. Basically, like me reading this changelog, I ain't gonna learn crap from it except these things are here and go play with them. I learn by doing and seeing, not by reading. So, compressor. 4 flavors as usual: bronze, steel, titanium, and tungsten steel. And each one takes, basically your low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage, extreme voltage, except, it's not voltage because it's kinetic units. This is not anything too terrible, just triple bronze plates and a bronze spring. And I would guess that means that this bad boy over here will no longer work. Oh, it actually does. Huh. I know he stopped this one from working. So I kind of expected this one to stop working. Well, let's see. Yeah. If you're placing the chest next to it, yeah, it needs the kinetic energy from the left side. If you place a chest or something on top of it, it will automatically suck it in. Same as the other ones, it'll automatically put them out. Same as the other ones. So like I got set up here, except it would be this side and this side. It'll suck in from here, output to here. Or for the sideways, it'd be input and output. Next, we have a coagulator. which this would be his kind of like extractor, I'm guessing. He's doing it a little differently. There's only one level. It takes no power whatsoever. It just takes time to actually let the stuff sit there and coagulate. The only thing I see with it is it takes stainless steel, which means you got to have chrome, which means you have to make a centrifuge first or get lucky and find some in a dungeon before you're going to be able to make this. It just takes double stainless steel plates and stainless steel screws, which come from bolts and files. We don't have a lathe yet. I wonder if there's a way to see. It shows a lathe. Do we have a lathe? Okay, hold on. I think we had a lathe. Did I? Oh hell, we got a lathe. It takes a tiny diamond plate. I missed a freaking machine. How did y'all let me get away with that? Now I gotta make room for another machine. Dag nabbit. Okay. So we've got lathes. Those came out apparently a couple of things ago and I missed it. It probably came out with the shredder and stuff. But let me look here. This is kind of jumping ahead, but there's latex, molten latex here, and that is what you're going to put into the coagulator to make your rubber for your wires. So you're going to have the centrifuge to get the latex, I'm guessing. Let's look up resin. Oh, you put it in the squeezer. Squeeze the sticky resin. You get latex, and then you put that in the coagulator, and you get a rubber chip. So you get, for every sticky resin, you get, daggone it, hit the wrong thing. You get 144 latex, and it takes 16 latex to make a chip. So you get one thing of rubber from one thing of sticky resin, which is actually in here where it says it's 1-to-1. So you have to make a squeezer before you make a coagulator to get your rubber. So you'll need to make like the steam powered, like this here, steam powered engine to power a squeezer, because it runs off of KU, not RU, because it's squeezing, not rotating. You know, this is to push and pull, where this is to spin and turn. Whee! Okay. Anyways, give me a second here. Gotta get this right. Compressor, coagulator, squeezer, which is our very next thing. Squeezer, while it may look like that, it is not a compressor. only Gregtech recipe that is available as he's writing this is resin to latex, as I nerf the resin to rubber ratio to 1:1 instead of 1:3. But forestry recipes are available too, at least the ones which don't involve containers. So that would be squeezing from honey drops to honey, but not a can of honey to honey. But like I said, I can't look that up for you because we still have Forestry 3.6 instead of Forestry 4 in this pack. Let's see. It needs kinetic units from the top side, so it's pushing down on the stuff. Makes sense. That is why this one is set up the way it is. So I can put the squeezer right there. Place a chest or something to the left of it, it'll automatically suck it in and eject to the right. Fluid output is on the bottom, so yes, you can just place it on top of a coagulator. Next is a centrifuge, which would go here. Now with 6 inputs and 6 outputs for fluids. Or now with 6 item outputs and 6 fluid outputs, not inputs. It doesn't have all the recipes yet, so don't complain. I'm going to add them later. Forestry centrifuge recipes are all available to this machine. It needs rotational energy from the bottom. Input of both items or fluids is at the top side. So the input will have to go up here. Let's see. It has 2 front faces, even though one of them is on the back, technically making it a back face. Let's look at what's something you can centrifuge. Tetra. Well, it's not in there yet. What else can we do? We don't have IHL in here, so we don't have SAP. I need one thing so I can get into its inventory. Something I don't like. You need like a recipe for something inside of... Let's see. And Greg. And let's look for those vial thingies, because I'm guessing those are going to take the place of cells, which is nice because then you ain't got to spend an ass ton of freaking tin, which is so much of a pain in the ass to find in Gregtech for most of us. So much crap in here. Where are those vial things? There they are. That's an empty one. Does it show a usage? Nope. Hydrogen. That's probably going to come from an electrolyzer. Deuterium, that should come from a centrifuge, but I don't see it either. Oh, what the hell does he have in here? I have no idea. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see when we get it built what in the hell is actually in there for recipes other than the forestry stuff. Electrolyzer, 6 input item outputs and 6 fluid outputs. Doesn't have all the recipes yet, so don't complain. It needs electric energy from the bottom side. This is like the only machine that actually takes power through a cable. Does not need a motor or engine or heater. It just goes through electricity because it's an electrolyzer. It's one of the very few energy machines. Input of both items or fluids is at the top side. Fluids get output to the left, items to the right. Has 2 front faces, one technically being the back. And you know what? I haven't looked up any of these recipes, so let's look them up real quick. Squeezer, 4 flavors as usual, which is going to be triple plates and a spring. I think I looked up the compressor, but we'll look it up anyways. Same thing here, the 4 flavors. Same recipe, just with the spring on the side instead of the top. Centrifuge. Again, our 4 delicious flavors. And this is going to be 2 gears and a long rod with quadruple plates, which I was informed that apparently I just didn't make the damn gear. In the last video, there is a gear mold. I think at one time I actually knew that, but it's been so long since I played here regularly, I forgot it. And let's see, is this the right book? Ingot, chunk, plate, bolt, rod, long rod, item casing ring, gear. Yep, there's the big gear and there's the small gear. So, they do have molds. I'm just a moron and forgot. Which means that you can make a gear a lot cheaper than what I made it for the last machine I needed it for. Okay, we've got electrolyzer. And my guess is it's going to be the same. No, it doesn't have the same flavors. This one is low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage, extreme voltage, and insane voltage. The low voltage is double aluminum plates, platinum rods, and copper or annealed copper rods, which is probably going to be the same for all of them, just different material. Platinum and copper again, but this time with stainless steel. High voltage is going to be chrome with platinum, and this time it has to be annealed copper. Same with the EV, platinum and annealed copper, but with titanium. And then your insane is iridium with, again, platinum and annealed copper. Alrighty then. So, then the last thing we have is a buzzsaw. It basically is a sawmill. It does cutting recipes, has 1 input, 1 regular output, and 1 output for dust. needs rotational energy from the back side. It also needs either lubricant or water from the bottom side in order to cut things. Place a chest or something to the left of it. It automatically suck them in. It will emit items to the right. So let's look up a lubricant and see if we can figure out how to make this stuff. There is no recipe for it currently, as I can see here. So he apparently doesn't have a recipe for lubricant. So you have to use water for now. So let's look up wood. There's the cutter, which is a buzzsaw. If you use lubricant, which if I click on that, it still does nothing, you get 6 planks out of wood with a wood pulp. If you use water, you get 4 with 2 wood pulp. And you can put the wood pulp, or at least should be able to, you can use it as a burnable, and you should also be able to put it into a carpenter and make a compressor, make a wood plate, but that's not in there. I'll have to say something to him about it and see if he's going to add that back in. Should also be able to cut, which actually I don't know why I just did that. Should be able to make plates out of this as well. If I hit that, it'll show me the recipes. Wood. Can cut slabs out of stone and stuff like that. Wool can be made into carpet. Stained glass can be made into panes. There's the chiseled marble to chiseled marble slabs. Don't see any. Wool gives you 3 carpet. I don't see any like metal blocks to plates though. But there's, 400 recipes in here. It might be further in. Let's see if we look up plate. Tin plate from hammering. The IC2 block cutting machine, but not this cutting machine. So I'll say something to him about that one too. He might not have got that recipe in there yet. But basically that's the update. So like I said, I'll come back and build the machines in the next video, and then do a kind of power tutorial after that. And if y'all are interested in it, I'll do an individual block tutorial. If you'd like, let me know if it's something you need or would be interested in watching. Just remember, I'm not one that does, all the math on shit. I sit and figure it out myself in game. I don't try to break the code and figure out exactly how things work. I fiddle around with it. I'm a tinkerer. No, it doesn't mean I tinkle on the carpet. And I figure out how it works. So, if you're wanting somebody that's going to tell you, exactly how much power this is going to take, set it this, and to put out this, you can get your calculator out and do your own math. I have no problem doing math. I'm actually very good at it. But for me, it takes some of the fun out of the game. I like to tinker and play around and, you know, have to watch my power and see how much I'm using and stuff. I don't like to have to calculate all that crap. So, thanks for watching. Enjoy your update video. And I will be back this time, not a month later almost, and get these machines built. I don't have any stupid plates I have to make except for the one for the lathe, but it's only a tiny one, and I can now go through all of my diamond ore here and put it through the sifter and hopefully get the flawless or exquisite that I need to make that plate. So take it easy, have a good one, see you in the next one, all that good happy horse shit. See you later.